Now on WKYT Mid-Morning, an improper ruling why a New York court is calling for a new trial in Harvey Weinstein's landmark 2020 conviction.
Plus, a late-night shooting in Lexington, what we know about the victim.
And why world-class equestrians will flock to Lexington today.
This is WKYT News Mid-Morning.
Welcome to WKYT Mid-Morning. I'm Victor Puente.
And I'm Destiny Quinn. It's a noticeably colder start to the day. Jim, how are we doing out there right now?
We are still chilly. I mean, we've got 40s showing up. These numbers that we have out there right now, this is a lot of what you normally see for early morning low temperatures. 47 is right around the average low for Lexington. Now we're sitting at it and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You got some 50s that are also starting to show up as well. And we are going to be okay today. It's just not as warm as we're used to or would really want to see. 60s for daytime highs, low 60s. We should be in the low 70s, but we're going to get plenty of that and beyond in the coming days. I'll break that down for you coming up in a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. We begin with breaking news. New York's highest court has overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction.
They found the judge of the landmark Me Too trial to be prejudiced. The court said the trial was full of, quote, improper rulings. Those include letting women testify about allegations that weren't a part of the case. The ex-movie mogul was accused of sexual misconduct and rape by powerful figures in 2017. Weinstein has been serving a 23-year sentence in a New York prison following his conviction. The court has now ordered a new trial. Happening now, a 20-year-old man accused of killing his father and grandfather is in court.
Police say Austin Prather killed Ardith Prather Jr. and Ardith Prather III. He's also accused of trying to kill his grandmother, Joanne. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty.
Two men are also in court for the death of a Lexington teenager. Police say in 2022, Hubert and Alexander Riley shot 19-year-old Elena Mammon. Alexander was a juvenile at the time. He's being tried as an adult. Both are charged with murder. We will work to keep you updated on both hearings on air and online.
Lexington police are investigating a shooting. Happened just after 10 last night on Valley Farm Drive. That's in the Winburn area. First responders found a juvenile male shot and rushed him to the hospital. He is expected to recover. Lieutenant we talked to would not say if anybody's been arrested. She just said police are still working to determine what led up to the incident.
A man is now behind bars in Pulaski County after police say he held his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint. Deputies say a caller told them Thomas Stogsdill assaulted her, put a gun to her head, and wouldn't let her leave the home. The victim was eventually able to get away. Officers issued a warrant for Stogsdill. They found him hiding inside a home. He's charged with wanton endangerment, assault, and kidnapping.
A major Lexington road is back open after a late-night crash. Police say two cars collided on Leestown Road around 10:30. Crews took two people to the hospital for minor injuries. Outbound Leestown Road was shut down for about an hour. A major equestrian competition is underway in Lexington.
The Defender 3-day event runs through Sunday. Lucy Bryson joins us from the Kentucky Horse Park. Lucy, who will be there?
Well, the gates are open and the events are starting right now at the Kentucky Defender 3-day event. This truly is a star-studded event with riders from 9 countries across the globe coming right here to Lexington, Kentucky to perform this evening. And they've got some really awesome things that have happened. They've got some really awesome achievements under their belts. Some of those riders and horses include Olympic veterans and leading contenders for this summer's Olympic Games. The equestrian triathlon, as they're calling it, lasts until Sunday afternoon and consists of 3 elements. Dressage, which happens today and tomorrow, cross country, which happens on Saturday. We've been told that that is the one to watch, and show jumping that will tie everything together on Sunday. A good amount of elite athletes will be here in Lexington, and you can join here too and watch. You can watch it live on KentuckyThreeDayEvent.com, or you can come in person. Tickets are still available to be purchased, and they are around $25 a ticket. For now in Lexington, I'm Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
Lucy, thank you. The University of Kentucky will break ground today on a new facility. The UK Cancer and Advanced Ambulatory Building is scheduled for completion by 2027. The 8-story facility will house the UK Markey Cancer Center, a comprehensive spine center, and ambulatory surgery space.
Morning Point of Danville is expanding its memory care services. Work on a new senior living community is expected to be complete this fall. That'll add to more care for early stages of Alzheimer's and dementia. Morning Point says the need for memory care services is increasing. Leaders say the expansion will allow residents and families to receive support earlier in the diagnosis. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments over whether former President Donald Trump can be criminally prosecuted or not.
The outcome could have major implications on the special counsel's 2020 election interference case against Trump, as well as this year's presidential race. Skylar Henry has more from the Supreme Court.
Another historic day at the U.S. Supreme Court, where justices will soon hear arguments to decide if former President Donald Trump has absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for official actions he took while in office.
We have a big case today in the Supreme Court on presidential immunity. A president has to have immunity. If you don't have immunity, you just have a ceremonial president.
Two lower courts have already rejected Trump's claims of immunity. The High Court's decision would determine whether or not special counsel Jack Smith can move forward with his case, charging Trump with scheming to overturn the 2020 presidential election results, which Trump denies.
They've never recognized this sort of immunity from criminal prosecution that Trump is requesting. So I think it's a pretty uphill battle for the Trump side.
If the court rules against the former president's immunity claims, his trial on election interference charges could possibly start before the election this November.
Though the court could also decide to send the case back to the lower courts. Legal experts say that would also add even more delays to the proceedings.
The Supreme Court understands that time is of the essence here and that all sides and the public all want a prompt decision, whatever that may be.
The Supreme Court's decision is expected to come by early July. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Former President Trump will be in a Manhattan courthouse today. He's accused of falsifying business records to hide an affair ahead of the 2016 presidential election.
State leaders in child abuse prevention are sharing ideas on how to spot abuse. Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky hosted a prevention education summit yesterday. Advocates shared how to better protect kids from abuse across the Commonwealth. They focused on topics like electronic crime against children and corporal punishment.
Our responsibility is to our children. They are our future, they are our leaders, they are our future business leaders. And if we do not ensure that they grow up in happy, healthy, safe environments, then we're really looking at a different future for all of us.
Signs of abuse could include sudden changes in behavior, being afraid of a specific person or place, and unusually poor school performance. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reports about 12 out of every 1,000 Kentucky children experienced some type of child maltreatment in 2022.
Leaders in eastern Kentucky are working to connect those struggling with substance use to resources. UK is partnering with Kentucky River Health Consortium for Picking Up the Pieces. It's an event to break down barriers surrounding substance use. Center of Excellence in Rural Health Director Frances Feltner says many of us have loved ones affected by addiction. That's why it's important to come together.
Not many of us have got someone in their family that has not been through the trials of addiction. So what can we learn from each other? How can we help each other? How can we support each other during those times?
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, we have resources on the WKYT News app.
Crews have restored power to about 5,000 customers in Letcher County. Thousands of Kentucky Power customers were in the dark after a tree fell onto power lines. It happened last night in Whitesburg, Mayking, and Fleming. Restoration took about 4 hours. Up next, deadly concert chaos.
A judge rules on hundreds of lawsuits filed in the wake of the Astroworld disaster.
Temperature's still a little on the chilly side to get us off and running here on this Thursday, but we're going to warm up in a big way here in the coming days. Track that in just a few minutes.
Here at WKYT, we're up to get you going.
Let's get right to the big stories.
It's a first alert weather day.
WKYT Mornings, up to get you going.
Spring savings are here, and no other dealer in Central Kentucky can match Paul Miller Ford's savings and selection on new Fords. Shop new Fords with 0% for 72 months, or new F-150s for 1.9% for 72 months.
Paul Miller Ford, your true blue dealer.
You never think about your home electric until you have to. For expert electrical repair you can count on, call Bryant. Our certified electricians provide service for all your residential needs. An outlet that sparks means danger and electrical damage. Don't wait. Call a licensed insured professional. Call Bryant. For electrical expertise, upfront pricing, and peace of mind you can trust. Call Bryant Electric. Heating, cooling, and plumbing.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call today or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
Max, your tax refund at Kemper Home Furnishings. We've got the whole store on sale at awesome deals, but Kemper is offering you more. Take your choice of instant savings equal to twice the sales tax or up to 36 months financing, same as cash, interest-free. It's all up to you, but either way you go, you're going to save big time during Kemper's Max Your Tax sale. Only at Kemper's in London and Somerset. Kemper makes it home.
Spring into Paul Miller Auto Outlet, where you get big city inventory with small town prices. Save thousands now on nearly 300 pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Remember,
Everybody saves big at Paul Miller Auto Outlet.
Welcome back to Mid-Morning. A judge is declining to dismiss hundreds of lawsuits filed against rapper Travis Scott after the deadly 2021 Astroworld Festival.
10 people were killed in a crowd surge. Scott's attorneys argue his responsibilities in the festival only dealt with creative aspects, not safety planning. An attorney for the family of one person killed says Scott ignored orders from festival organizers to stop the concert. No charges were filed against Scott, and a grand jury declined to indict him. The first lawsuit to go to trial will be May 6th.
1 in 4 U.S. adults ages 50 or older say they never expect to retire. That's from a new AARP survey. Analysts also found 70% say they're concerned about prices rising faster than their income. 1 in 4 have no retirement savings.
Photos from a Kentucky jail show the moments before officers say an inmate brutally attacked another inmate. Timothy Delahanty is accused of attacking Jonathan Maskill at the Kenton County Jail. Delahanty was arrested earlier this year for a 2006 murder. Photos show him following Maskill, getting close to him before the attack.
Mr. Delahanty attacked Mr. Maskill from behind, put him in a chokehold, and choked him unconscious. After he was unconscious and on the ground, then stomped on Mr. Maskill's head approximately 7 times.
Maskill was taken to the hospital. He's pleaded guilty to murder and is waiting to be sentenced. Delahanty is scheduled to be in court Tuesday.
A Lexington mother had a not guilty plea entered for her after police say she tried to kill her 7-month-old son. Lexington police arrested Aaliyah Walters Tuesday. Court records say she tried to snap the child's neck while he was crying. She's charged with attempted murder and criminal abuse. We talked with a forensic psychologist to learn why some parents might commit these types of crimes.
It's often the culmination of a number of situational factors that may be unique to each case, coupled with the individual makeup of that parent, whether that's mental health symptoms, personality, traits, substance abuse, their own history of trauma.
If you feel like you might hurt your child, there are steps that you can take. Put your child in a safe place and go to another room. You can also call a friend or family member to come over. For immediate help, call the Child Help Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD.
Police are investigating a deadly crash in Pike County. Police say a UTV was driven over an embankment on Upper Johns Creek Road and into a tree. 34-year-old Michael Harden was pronounced dead at the scene. 38-year-old Kyle Harden was taken to a hospital.
A car was hit by a train at a crossing in Knox County. It happened near Highway 225 and Factory Road. The driver says she did not hear the train. The train's engineer said they didn't see the car until it was too late to stop. The driver and a 2-year-old were taken to the hospital as a precaution. They are expected to be okay.
A scholarship is being offered in honor of a fallen Floyd County officer. It's the second year for the Officer William Petrie Memorial Scholarship. Petrie was one of 3 officers killed in a deadly ambush in 2022. The Floyd Central High School Youth Service Center is offering the $1,000 to a senior. Applications open next Monday. They are due by May 17th. Service has been restored to AT&T customers in Montgomery County.
Dispatch said on social media that the outage forced them to reroute all 911 calls to a single emergency line yesterday. According to AT&T, 911 calls are now routing normally. The company issued an apology for the inconvenience and thanked customers for being patient.
Look at those skies. A sweet treat for us here on this Thursday because you're getting plenty of blue. But the thing is, we're not warm. Well, not yet. That's going to come over time here the next few days. I do see a little bit of cloud cover out over Keeneland as today is the last Thursday of the spring meet. Beautiful out there, though. Sure is. We look at some of the numbers, and what we have is 47 degrees Frankfort, Lexington around the same, 45 in Mount Sterling. I even have 42 degrees in Maysville currently. If you notice the way the wind is flowing in here, that's what all these little white lines indicate. It's showing you that it's dropping in from the northeast. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot chillier when you have an air mass like that. When you're feeding from a particular cold shot, yeah, it's going to be much chillier. And that's what we're experiencing out there. First Alert Radar Network is quiet, and for the most part here up until about Monday, it's going to stay this way. Yeah, we'll see a round of some scattered activity tomorrow. Might get a little bit on Saturday. Not much, though. But Monday, Tuesday, that's when we kind of fire up the chances a little bit better. This is going to be where we find all of our activity in the coming days. Rounds of showers and thunderstorms will be moving through the plains into parts of the Midwest, and some of it at times will be severe. I mean, we're talking about some doozies that could come together here. A lot of the indicators suggesting long track tornadoes, meaning they're on the ground for a while with that setup that comes together. We are out of that, okay? So if you've seen severe weather chatter online, we're out of that. We're not in the middle of it. Most of it stays just to our west. Now, eventually, I think we get part of that setup into Kentucky, but I don't know the severity of it just yet. Doesn't look like it's off the charts like that. Got 60s expected out there for highs today in most cases. Could creep in on 70 in southern parts of Kentucky tomorrow. There's that stray shower chance. But I want you to notice a lot of us are dry. We also have the potential to get back deep into the 70s for some of you. After that chance goes away, we watch as a lot of it is kind of redirected around us. Notice how this is going up through Illinois, Indiana, and that's where that particular round stays. We're up to around 80 degrees for your highs on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. I mean, this ends up being a really comfortable day for everyone across Kentucky. So the setup is going to keep us on the warmer side. And it gives us more of a late May, early June sizzle than we get with thunderstorms because of all the space that warm air mass is going to try to take over. There's your full 7-day. Finally, it'll break down. That severe weather threat out in the plains and Midwest, and some of those storms will start advancing toward us Monday, Tuesday. Again, not looking at the severity just yet, but be prepared. I think right now a lot of it looks a little bit weaker, but that's certainly something to watch.
I know you're saying it looks rough for them out there.
Really rough. I mean, day after day this week. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. Well, peak tick season is approaching in Kentucky.
Peak season is May through June. They can carry diseases like Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. As you spend more time outside, it's important to know how to keep them away.
We can wear long pants and long sleeves to try and reduce access to our body. You can tuck your pants down into your socks. It's a cool fashion statement, as well as a way to keep ticks from crawling up your leg.
It's also important to do tick checks when you get back inside. You should also regularly give your pets flea and tick medicine.
A new report shows the air quality in Louisville is getting worse. The American Lung Association says Louisville is the 39th worst in the nation for ozone pollution. It also ranked 64th worst for short-term particle pollution. The group says since the end of 2022, both scores have gotten worse compared to the previous report. Ozone and particle pollution can cause premature death along with asthma, heart attacks, strokes, and other health issues. What do The Great Gatsby and Huey Lewis and the News have in common? They are both on Broadway.
Danya Backus has that story, plus a new animated show that expands the Sonic the Hedgehog brand.
What do you like to do for fun?
Vengeance.
Idris Elba and Adam Pally bring their Sonic the Hedgehog characters to the new live-action series Knuckles. Elba plays Knuckles, who's adjusting to moving to Earth, while Pally plays Wade Whipple, a deputy sheriff who's not always on the ball. Knuckles is training Wade to be his protege.
I make warriors.
The series takes place between the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 films. You can binge all 6 episodes of Knuckles on Paramount Plus starting Friday. The Heart of Rock and Roll is beating on Broadway. The new musical is based on the music of Huey Lewis and the News. The show just opened at the James Earl Jones Theater and has audiences singing right along.
Musical theater, because it's the most demanding, is also the most rewarding of all artistic expression.
The musical is also a comedy set in 1987, following a couple of 20-somethings who put aside their corporate and family business to chase their dreams.
The Great Gatsby has just roared onto Broadway.
And tonight is opening night on Broadway for the musical adaptation of F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. The show, starring Jeremy Jordan and Eva Noplesada as Gatsby and Daisy, takes the stage at the Broadway Theater for its official premiere following 3 weeks of previews. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Love The Great Gatsby. I'm sure that's really good.
I'm sure it is. Now, when they put Sonic on Broadway, that's when I'll be
True.
very
That's
intrigued.
right up your alley.
Yeah, all right.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning. We'll be back with some of today's top health headlines, including the potential health concerns involving artificial sweeteners.
You like the Leo version? Is that the one?
I do, absolutely.